Terrific news today for Boro fans. Gareth Southgate has completed his first bit of summer transfer business. Marvin Emnes, a 20-year-old Dutch under-21 international, has arrived. Discussions took place this week, as we've reported in the paper, and he's agreed a 4-year deal, and Boro have paid £3.2 million for his services. A very promising player, can play up front or in midfield. As I say, just 20 years old. And he comes from Sparta Rotterdam, and they're really disappointed to lose him. They had high hopes for him. Very talented individual. He's really blossomed in the last 6 months. As a 14, 15-year-old, I think he was described as some kind of sort of future Ronaldo, the old Ronaldo, that is, the Brazilian, rather than the new one. And he perhaps went a little bit quiet, but he's burst onto the scene with a number of goals in the tail end of the Dutch top-flight season. He was courted by Feyenoord and Ajax. Feyenoord were particularly keen to get him, but the chance of coming to the Premier League and starting a new career with Middlesbrough was too tempting. Interestingly, it gives Gareth Southgate quite a number of selection issues up front, because he can, as I say, play as a striker. We've also got Mido available, Alves, Tunjai, Aladier, so a number of options there for Gareth, and you'd think that he'd want to play most, if not all, of those players at some point in the early matches. So you would assume that perhaps Emnes will play on the right of midfield, where Boro have struggled for pace and for penetration over the past season. They haven't really found anybody in that position who's looked convincing. Gary O'Neill had a bit of an indifferent first season, although no one could fault him for effort. So perhaps that's where Emnes will play. Downing, of course, is nailed on to start on the left. And the two central spots, we're still waiting to hear what's going to happen with Digard and Harper. Digard's been suspended by his club PSG for the comments he made this week about the transfer negotiations. Harper wants to come, but at the moment Reading are holding out for the fee they believe he's worth. But at the moment, fantastic news. The first players in ready for start of pre-season training on Monday, and now just hopefully a couple more signings will be added to that, so that Gareth can get the squad he wants to take forward into next season.